All right. Oh, Ben, are you okay? Okay, buddy. All right. Let's see. Mrs. Well, oh, there's Miss Lyric. Good, 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 good. All right. Hey, Miss Marin, are you ready?
I could take her to breakout room.
Yeah.
And when would be the best time? Tell me.
Do whatever you need to do, Mrs. Aubin.
Would it be better to just go do it right now?
Sure. Let me think of, yeah. Hey, Miss Lyric, we're going to put you and Mrs. Aubin in a breakout room for a quick moment so that she can do something with you quick. And then you guys will be back. Let's see. Can I do this is the question. All right. We'll see you in a minute, Miss Lyric. When it says join, it'll ask you to join, okay? All right. All righty. This is a test on Mrs. Harrison's abilities to do two things at one time. That wasn't so great, unfortunately. All right. So here we go. I want to be able to give you as much time as possible to work today, but I have to obviously tell you what to work on. So that's important to do. All right. So lots of slides today. All right. Water around the world. I know it's a big surprise. Same thing I say every day, right? Okay, but think about it in this case. It's good for us to remember because we have established that we're pretty lucky, right? Think about, I had several people ask me to get waters from the office today or to refill water bottles. Did I have to in any way have to say no or think, gosh, I don't know, is it going to be dangerous to get your water today? Of course not, right? It was super easy for us. But we know in other places in the world, it's actually dangerous sometimes to go get that water, right? So when we say water around the world, I say that every day so that you can remember it's not just about us, right? I know that I get busy throughout my day and sometimes I have like what I feel like I have blinders on, right, Sawyer? When we're just focusing on our own stuff, right? All of our busy lives, just our stuff. Getting ready in the morning, getting to school, doing our work, going home, going to baseball practice, going to, playing our video games, whatever. But it's a good thing to do what? It's a good thing to remember that there are other people in the world and what they're doing, right? And that sometimes we can make those things that we're doing during the day can actually affect somebody across the world, right? All right. So I know that every time I say that, you're like, yeah, get on with it, lady. But there's a reason I want you to, every time we see this, for the next, because we're going to wrap up this month with this whole module, I want you to think about it every time you see that. It's not just about us, right? It's not just about me. It's not just about you. We're really thinking about the world. Okay, today we have two jobs. Our first job, I hear some extra voices, so I'm not really sure what that's about. So our learning targets today is I can identify key points of my issue. Remember, issue is access, demand, or pollution, right? To describe in my video PSA. Today, we're going to start doing that planning that Paxton talked about, right? That when we came up with our things that we're doing on our list, there are things that we need to accomplish so that our PSA goes well. Before we even start writing sentences down and about what we're actually going to say, hi, Gavin, we need to actually identify what's the most important because we only have about a minute. We can't just babble about a bunch of stuff, right? We have to think about what's the main stuff I need to write, I need to have in my PSA. Plus, we're also going to plan a little bit of a structure. Beginning, middle, and end. We're going to think about the beginning, the middle, and the end of our. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think so. I think if I just go here. Sorry, guys. I have to help Mrs. Aubin here. Okay, hopefully that worked. All right, back to mine. Woohoo. All right. Never a dull moment. All right, beginning, middle, and end of our PSA. We're going to plan that today. So, to be effective learners, Effective, remember, is a word that means to be able to do our best with the time that we're in, the time and the energy that we're given, right? So when we are an effective learner, we are using our time wisely. And to do that, we have to collaborate. Today, you're going to, some of my friends in person are going to be working with their partner. They need to collaborate. We need to work well with our partner. Those of you who are at home, you also collaborate when I ask you at the end of the work time, about your questions about your work. You collaborate when you have something to share with us. I persevere. So when we work with somebody new, sometimes that collaboration takes a little perseverance to get through our work and not be distracted. That takes some perseverance sometimes. Even if something's difficult, we got to work through it. I take initiative. So if you are with a partner and you're both just, 5 minutes into the work time and you're like, what, I guess we should get started now. Should it be 5 minutes before we decide to get started? Probably no, because remember, effective learner means we're using our time wisely. So if I'm partners with Sawyer and I'm messing around, Sawyer needs to take the initiative and say, hey, we really got to get this work done because we don't have forever to get it done. Okay, can you help me out? He's going to say it kindly, he's going to say it nicely, but he's going to take the initiative to get us working again. And responsibility is also, I'm responsible for my part of the work. Sawyer's responsible for his part of the work, but we are going to work on it together, and it needs to be a partnership. We both have to work on it I can't just let Sawyer do all the work. That's not fair. Now, my responsibility for my friends that are remote, your responsibility obviously is you don't have someone to push you along. So you have to take that responsibility to get your work done in the time that you're given, right? Ms. Haley, you don't have anybody to tell you what to do. So you have to be responsible yourself, right? You always do a good job of that. So I appreciate that. So those are some of the things you're going to remember today when you're working together. We also are contributing to a better world. This is one of our habits of character. So we have spent all this time learning about all this stuff. Wouldn't it be a shame if we kept it all to ourselves? It would be, wouldn't it? If we learned all this important things about the world, by 2050, these bad things are going to happen, and I just keep that as a secret. Is that a good idea? No, because the whole point of contributing to a better world is helping others understand and help me make a way to solve this problem, right? So you're going to apply your learning to help the environment. You're going to use your strengths to help others grow. Some of us are better at technology than others, right? Some of us are better at writing than others. Some of us have really good way with words. Some of us have really good ideas. Some of us are super creative. Some of us are really good at following rules and following the expectations. There's a lot of that, right? We all have different strengths. You need to bring your strengths to the work table today, okay? All right, so one of the things that we talked about yesterday is that what you're working on is really something that we have been building to, right? So yesterday we watched a little PSA about energy, right? And who remembers what really that PSA, obviously energy, but what else did they tell us in that PSA yesterday? I'm going to show it again in a minute, but I want to make sure everybody has that in their brain already. Fen, what did they tell us? How to save electricity. Why should we save electricity? Why was that an important thing, Sunny?
Because we can run out of electricity and it can be really bad. As you won't know, it cannot be electricity.
Okay, so Sunny said that we could run out of electricity. And so they told us there were different kinds of energy, right? There were fossil fuels, and then there were some other energy we could use. And that fossil fuels run out, right? And we use a lot of electricity for lots of different things. So if we don't start saving some of those fossil fuels, we will eventually run out, or if we don't use some of those alternative ways that we can get energy, right? Abby, what else did they tell us? Sometimes electricity is connected with our water situation, right? And they told us, they even slipped in a couple of our water ideas, right? About taking shorter showers. But that was related to energy, right? Heating up that water. If you take a hot shower and it's really long, that water heater has to heat up a lot more water than and then the more the water heater needs to heat, the more energy it's going to take. So it wasn't just a water issue, it's also an electricity issue. Yes, Miss Abby, what else did they say?
So I'm basically adding on to what you just said about the water heater thing.
Uh-huh.
So after a while, the water heater can't heat any more water, so then the water gets cold, and then when the water gets cold, you don't want to do that. Then you shower.
Then you want, so Abby was pointing out that yes, the water heater only has so much hot water in it, right? And then sometimes if you know that you've used way too much, the water heater runs out, right? And then you definitely don't want to shower in a cold shower. All right, who do you think this PSA was aimed for? Who do you think they wanted to watch it? Who do you think that this kind of commercial PSA was for? Cole, what do you think? Teenagers? Okay, why? What made you think that it was for teenagers?
Because younger children don't really go on the computer that much, but teenagers might do it more.
Okay. At the end, they talk about unplugging your computer, right? And so Cole says he thinks it's for teenagers because they're more likely to be on the computer. Okay, how about my friends at home? Anybody have any ideas about which one you think it might be, who it might be aimed at? Anybody? Anyone? No? Okay, Miss Astria, what are you thinking?
Adults because the one part says ride a bike instead of using a car.
Ah.
Teenagers can use a car, but can't use a car, but kids can't.
Okay, so Astria said adults because it talked about in the video using riding a bike instead of a car, and adults and some teenagers can drive a car. What do you think, Lennox? Who do you think it was aimed at? Everyone. Why do you think so? So a lot of the things could be used by anyone, right? A lot of it, some of them, I think all of you were a little right, is that some of the things do apply to adults. Some things can apply to teenagers or what we call young adults. And some of them also, are they things that kids could do too? Definitely. How about like use both sides of the paper? That one could definitely be, so I think you're right. They might have to do with all of them, really. We're going to talk about target audience in a minute. So we decided yesterday that there are certain things that we have to have in our PSA. And I'm going to show you a couple of different other PSAs in a minute. And I want you to make sure, do they have all these things? So Charlie, you're going to be looking out for certain things for me. So it has to be high quality. It has to look professional, doesn't it? Because you are the what? What do I always say you guys are now? You are the experts, right? So is somebody likely to believe an expert? Yes. Are they going to believe just some kid that wrote a thing? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe if it's your parents, they'll definitely believe you. But if it's somebody else, maybe not. Does it need to look just like a professional or an expert with it? That would help. You need to talk a little bit about water because you have to get your person, just like you hooked us with your essay, you're going to need to hook the listener too. You're going to have to describe access or demand or pollution. You're going to have to say not only what is it, but how does it impact people? Why does it matter? Go quickly. So why does it matter? Why do the things that we're talking about matter? We know why they matter now, but why should our listener care? Okay. You need to tell them some things that they can do to help the situation. You need to make it engaging and interesting. Otherwise, what are they going to do? Click on something else, right? Or move on, or fall asleep, or something along those lines, right? So we got to make it interesting. Now we're gonna make it about a minute long because what happens after about a minute if you have a commercial and it's really super long? What do you start to do? or get bored and tune out, right? Or walk out of the room and realize, oh, I gotta go, I can get a drink or something, right? So after a while you get bored, or it's what we call an infomercial, and it's like the whole time, and we definitely turn the channel on those, don't we? All right. So, and we are going to have them, we're going to work on them and we're going to record them so that we can use them for our Zoom later. All right. So there was a list that we created yesterday. So everybody look at page 96 in their workbook. Page 96 in their workbook. It looked like, actually, let me pull up my form that I wrote on yesterday. It looks like this. Looks like this, right? Page 96, Mr. August, page 96. Okay, yesterday, did we mark off number 1 and number 2? Yes, did we completed those? What does it look like we might need to do now? What's our next step? Noah, what do you think we need to do now? Before we can plan anything, we have to decide who it's going to be for, right? We need to decide, because it's going to be a little different depending on who it's to. Then we have to decide, what are we going to tell them? What are the main ideas, our key points? And we're going to decide, what are we going to start with, a beginning? What are we going to have in the middle? And what are we going to have at the end? Beginning, middle, and end, like we normally do.
I'm not proposing.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
But you managed anyway. Well, that's pretty awesome. Somehow, somewhere. Thank you, ma'am. All right. Make her co-host. There we go. All right. All right. So, yep. Well, you might have to, I'm not sure what we're going to have time for that today. So we're going to work on those 3 items today. All right. We are going to look at, and I want you, as we're watching it, Mr. Finn, are you ready? As we're watching this, I want you to look for those things that I was just asking about. These things right here that I was showing you. All right. I want you to see, why is it high quality? How does the person give a brief introduction? How do they describe what the problem's going to be if we run out of energy? Why do we care? The impact. Hey, Mr. Josh, can I have you turn all your way around? Thank you. So what is the impact? Why do we care? What are the actions? They actually include a lot of them, right? And why is it engaging? Why is it interesting? What makes it interesting? Okay, now theirs is longer than a minute. So I understand that. So, but we are going to go ahead. So look for all the parts, because you're going to be thinking about this when you do yours. I have to put it in present mode. And it's, oh no. There we go. Oh, there we go.
Energy. Without it, absolutely nothing would happen. The sun gives us 2 kinds of energy, light energy and heat energy. At night, electrical energy powers our light bulbs and appliances. There are 2 kinds of energies, renewable energy and non-renewable energy. Sunshine, wind, water, plants. The flow of energy from these guys never stops. Oil, coal, natural gas, atomic energy. There's a limit to these energies. These energies can be all used up. If we use too much, there will be none left. So we really should make sure we're not using too much energy, shouldn't we?
Oh, I wanted to stop, but I did not want it to do that. Oh, so I'm going to start all the way over. Okay, what was that first section? It was the beginning. It was it just the introduction? It was all about the problem, right? Giving us an idea. So I especially noticed that part where they showed us the, it's going to take it all the way to the beginning. When they get to that warning symbol, right? What is that warning symbol? Is that our impact? When we're all going to run it, it goes poof, right? Poof. So that's our impact. Why does somebody care? How's it going to affect the reader or the watcher in this case, right?
To make sure we're not using too much energy, shouldn't we? Does anybody know how we can use energy the smart way?
Okay, what is this beginning? It's beginning the solutions, right? Should she give us a little bit of a transition in there? She used some linking words to help us understand that we're separating that first part from the second part now. Oh, please, why in the world is it doing this to me? It's not being my friend today. Hold on.
Energy with that.
All right. Here we go.
These use a lot less energy. Just turn off the TV when you're not watching it.
Who do you think is the audience in this
If
case?
it's cold, wear more clothes. And when it's
Okay,
hot,
could be
turn
everybody,
on
could be
the fan.
kids,
When
right?
you're not using them, why not
Computer,
unplug
video
them?
games,
Like
maybe
computers,
young adults.
TVs, radios, and video
And
game
kids.
systems. Something we all need to know, even after charging your phone.
Charging your phone.
Use energy, so unplug it.
Adults,
Water is precious.
young adults.
Energy is needed to clean it. So how about saving a little?
Uh-oh.
Instead of taking a bath,
Who does this apply to?
showers.
Everyone.
While you're brushing your teeth. Drippy taps waste a lot of
Oh,
water.
drippy, who's gonna fix the drippy tap though?
Waste enough water
Adults.
to fill a soda
Very
bottle
good.
Every 30 minutes. Set your washing machine to wash at 30 degrees Celsius.
Oh, who's gonna be doing that to the washing machine? Adults, right?
And never put a hot meal in the fridge. It takes
Oh,
a lot of
a lot of
energy
it.
to cool it down. Do you know about Energy Star labels? Well, products with Energy Star
Who is going to be buying new appliances? Adults, right?
And how about riding a bike instead of driving? Being energy smart means doing little things that are important, like using both sides of a piece of paper. And if you can reuse something instead of throwing it away, please do. Want to know something funny? All of these tips won't just help save energy, they'll save you money too. Want to know more about energy? Check out another.
Okay. So, whoa, I've got a lot of extra voices. So obviously, I'm gonna wait. Thank you. So obviously, we talked about who is the target audience for this. We decided pretty much everybody, right? Okay. So but for your purposes today, you're only going to pick one audience because you want to be thinking about what kind of things are you going to, because you could make a super long, this video we had was 3 minutes, right? It's about 3 minutes long. So ours is going to be much shorter. So we really have to focus who our audience is. Instead of putting in all kinds of things for adults and kids, we're going to focus on who exactly are we going to want to focus our solutions on so they can help. So today when you are when you get to your paper and you're working with your group or you're working on your own, you're going to make a choice. Are you going to do children, young adults, or adults? And so that's part of the audience. So you have to think about how's that going to change what you want to, what you're going to put in your information. So appropriate target audience. PSAs for children obviously have to do things that kids have to want to watch it, right? Short attention span. Think about little brothers or sisters, perhaps if you have them. You probably have shorter attention spans than you do, right? So you really got to hit them with a lot of action. Has to be fun. Has to be simple language. Are you going to use really super hard words if your PSA is for kids? No, because they won't understand it, right? How about for young adults? Think about young adults. They're also easily distracted sometimes, right? Phones and other, videos and things. So you have to get their attention pretty quickly. Plus, you also have to make it worth their while, right? For them to pay attention. You have to make it you have to make a really good impression that this is affecting them personally as well as others, right? And think about adults. Remember how she said at the very end, it not only saves energy, but they also saves money. Who's that really focused on? The adults, right? Because who's paying all the electricity bills? The adults, right? So if you're focusing it on adults, you're going to be using different solutions for adults than you are for kids. If you're focusing on access and you're saying donate a bunch of money to, Ryan's Well Foundation, or help, support a building of a well, is that make sense to focus that on children, small children? No, probably not. However, today we have a guest speaker, we actually have guest speakers at 12:45. And those guest speakers are going to show you how some teenagers and adults made a big difference in access to water. So you can focus your ideas on that particular target audience. You just have to make sure that it actually makes sense, okay? But you're actually gonna see today how some kids that are not much older than you made a big difference in some other people's lives, for sure. So keep that in mind when you're choosing your target audience for today. Okay, I'm gonna show you another video. I want you to tell me who you think this is targeted toward, all right? Not out loud, in your head for now. Here we go.
Saving energy is simple. It even saves you money. Replace incandescent light bulbs with compact fluorescent bulbs. Set your thermostat to 78 degrees or higher in the summer. Weather seal your home. When replacing old appliances, select Energy Star qualified appliances that are up to 40% more efficient, and unplug electronic devices when not in use. Visit ladwp.com for more energy saving tips and information. Save energy, save money.
All right, who is that for? Adults. Why do you think so? Oh, raise your hand for me, Lila. Why do you think so?
It said a bunch of big words that little kids wouldn't understand.
Okay, so the vocabulary was meant for more for adults, or any what else?
It was talking about money.
And that's most likely going to affect the person who's paying the bill, right? And that would be our adults. Okay, I'm going to go back. I want you one more time to, again, thinking target audience. I'm not going to show the entire thing, but I want you to remember this one, and I'm just going to show you part of it.
Water. It's life's most basic need. But there's a water crisis in our world right now. Seriously, a crisis. Nearly 1 billion people live without clean drinking water. It's happening all over the world, especially in developing areas of sub-Saharan Africa, Southeast Asia, and Latin America. It's a water crisis because it starts with water. But water affects everything. Education, health, poverty, and especially women and children. Let's look at a family caught in the water crisis. It's likely they live on less than $1 a day.
Okay, who do you think? So I hear young adults. Who else? What do you think, Ellie? Everyone? Why do you think so?
Because it talks about children and adults.
Okay, so it has idea both kids and adults can understand, right? Did the images, if you were a kid, did the images help you understand better? Yes, they, for everything they talked about, they put a picture, right? That anybody could understand. So this, in this case, this one again this one's like 3 minutes long. It's longer, so it can be for a larger group of people. But we're going to focus, because ours is only about a minute, we're going to focus on mostly one targeted audience. But remember, in the idea is that can be ideas that anybody can understand, but you're just targeting like the solutions and the why it matters to your target audience. All right. Okay. So today you're going to want to start planning. So on your page 97, which you have your EL book hopefully opened anyway, right? So we have some different I asked you to have your One Well book, and also your EL Spiral, because some of you might have some things you're going to jot down, but page 97 is mostly what you're going to need for today. Although tomorrow we're going to get some definite ideas. So we're not only going to focus on the target audience. That's going to be a quick decision that you and your, so I know some of you already made one yesterday. You're going to maybe decide, oh, maybe we want to switch this based on what our issue is, right? Which one you chose. So today you are going to look at this next section, the bottom half, the key issues and the key points, the issue and the solutions. Now, we've heard the word impact, issues, solutions on some other piece of paper that's also in your book. Who remembers where we wrote a lot of that stuff down already? Writer? Well, page 96 was our plan. So no, these are the items about our issue. Where do we have in our workbook that could help us find the information that we've already researched? So some of my friends here are holding up their extra research paper. That's a possibility. Where else could you find some of that information that you need? Your One Well book? Perfect. What else? Oh, I see some people holding up there. Oh, there it is, Mr. Noel. What is that? Your note catcher that goes with your issue. So we already filled out tons of information, didn't we? We all already came up with a lot of information. Depending on your issue, you either have your access to water on page 22, you have page 27 is your page for demand, right here. And also on page 34 is your one for pollution. So a lot of you may have changed your idea from your essay to now your PSA. So you might have to use a different page than you used last time. But all of your pages already have what is the issue? What is the impact? What action should we take and why do we care? You already have some of these ideas written down already. So isn't that nice? You don't have to research a whole bunch more. You already have some ideas. Plus, I noticed that several of my friends also held up that extra page where you looked at the resources that were on the computer, and you have some extra things written on those as well. So use the resources you already have. And if I had and when you're looking at through your One Well book, there are just certain pages, and those are on the bottom of your plan. So, and where it says sources, we all wrote down what page in your One Well book you could use, right? We used that page there. So 3 main key points, key ideas. Are we going to be able to explain everything about a problem in a minute? No. So if you can only do some, should you pick the most important ones? Yes, you should pick the most important parts. So if I was doing access to water, I'm just giving you an example, and I picked children. I would want to pick things that children could do to improve access to, and what could I tell kids? Do you think most kids understand that other kids don't have water? Probably not. So am I gonna have to explain that to them? Yes. So I can say my first key point is I'm gonna have to explain. You're not writing this down. I'm just this. You're gonna have your own with your partner. Yes, you can. Not everyone has access to water. So I'm going to need to tell them more about that. Am I writing everything I'm going to tell in my PSA right here? No, just my basic ideas. So kids don't know that not everyone has access to water, probably. Do you think it would make an impact on kids if they knew they had to walk and carry the water? Yeah, because you guys seem to be pretty impressed by that you might have to walk a couple miles to get water. So some people must walk, and I could either use time. I don't know if kids really know what 15 minutes seems like, or what 2 miles even feels like. But I could make it. I could make a way so they could really understand that, right? What else? So then I could also think about, well, how much of the why is it that people don't have water, right? Do they know? Maybe they just think we're being mean and not giving people water. Is that really what's happening? No, it's just that the water isn't Well, it's not clean, it's not fair, but it's just not evenly distributed, right? Now, do I have to tell the things in this order? No, in fact, I don't even like the fact, I'm just thinking what was the three most things I want to talk about? Uh-oh, I've got some distracted friends again. But I think I should tell them this one, then this one, then this one. Does that seem reasonable? Tell them that not everybody has access to water and give them some examples. Should I explain why it's not evenly distributed? And then I could say what some people have to do then to get it. So this would be my beginning. This would be my middle. This one might be also my middle. And then, so a B for beginning, M for middle. And then I'm going to come up with some solutions. Well, I have to think about what can kids do? Are they going to be able to raise a lot of money? Could they raise some money though? Could they save their allowance? Yep. Could they tell other people about things? So here I can come up with all of my things I think kids can do to help with the problem. I don't want to fill out the entire form because I want this to be somebody else's ideas, all right, for when you fill it out. Okay, but these are solutions. Pick 3 really good solutions that you can talk about that kids, because I picked kids, right? I picked children. 3 things real kids could do, all right? If I picked young adults, would those 3 things possibly be different? Yes. If I pick adults, would those possibly be different? Yes. If I picked adults, might I choose some more things over here that are different? Yes. So think about your target audience. Yes. Think about your target audience. Okay. Now, you have a lot of resources. You have tons of things you can use to help you with this. All right. You've got your note catchers. You've got your essay. Did you guys have good ideas in your essay? Yes. Now, if you used if you're on a different topic than your essay, then that might not be your best resource, unless some of those things cross, because some of them do, right? You have your One Well book, right, Max? You have all those pages in that One Well book. That's super great, right? Now, can you write everything down exactly from the book? No, we still need to use our own words, right? And we need to focus on our target audience, all right? So this is what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm going to give you a big chunk of time, and I want you and your partner, and for my friends at home, you're going to stay with me. And I want you to think about some of the things that you are planning on. I'm going to ask you toward the end, maybe, and check in with you on the middle. I might even make some breakout groups if you guys have similar things that you're going to be talking about on your particular PSA. I'm going to ask to find out which ones you guys are doing, and I might group you so you guys can help come up with your some similar ideas. But I don't want to start that way because I want you to be able to come up with some of your own ideas first. Okay. So, but I do want you to get together before so you can share some ideas. Okay. So this is your job today. You're going to decide which is your target audience. You're going to make sure you're going to write down 3 key things that you think they need to know so that they will listen and do some of those solutions. Now, are the 3 little things you're putting here the entire PSA? No, you're going to add details. I have to add details to how they walk 15 minutes or 2 miles. Well, where are they going? How's that happening? I have to have details. But these are my 3 main ideas. 3 solutions to the problem. If you have pollution, think about your solutions have to only do with pollution. All right. If you're doing demand, make sure your solutions go with conserving water, not using as much so you can save it. If you're doing access, all of your ideas are going to have to do with how to get other people to be able to have the water they need. 3 separate issues, right? Okay. Anybody have any questions about what your job is? You're filling out page 97 with your partner. and really getting the ideas, making sure that you know exactly what your PSA is going to be about. And then tomorrow we're going to look at starting to write a script, like what you're going to actually say during the PSA. Yes, Ms. Astria? Your partner isn't here. So we might, let's kind of do like we did with weather yesterday. We will see if there's somebody else who needs a partner or maybe you can just join another group for now and get some ideas. Marin, I know you were not here yesterday, so your partner worked a little bit without you. So you'll have to get together with your partner. Is that Haley? Were you? Yeah, Haley's your partner. So she'll get together with you. Yes, Ben. Question. Ben. Hi, Ben. Yep. What's your question, my friend?
Can we use our One Well book? I'm sorry, I went to the bathroom, so I didn't hear.
Your answer is yes. Use your One Well book. Use your pages that you used for your note catchers, right? In your workbook. Use all of the things we've already filled out. Definitely. You don't have to start over again. You're using the information you already have. Yes. The One Well book is excellent.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so you're filling out page 97, and I'm going to try to get you guys grouped together a little bit with who decided to do what, and maybe you guys can help each other out a little bit after you've started. Any other questions, Ryder? You are not using computers? Nope. So I would like you to, if you're trying to get something from your essay, then yes, a little bit later, I'll let you do that. Because that's where your essay is right now. So yes, you can use information from your essay, but I don't want you searching on the computer for other new things, right? We're using what we already know at this point. All right. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys get started. Find your partner, get together, have a big chunk of time to work on page 97. My friends at home, don't go anywhere. I want you guys to work on page 97, and I'm gonna ask in a little bit if we can put you out, talk about some things. Good job, Ben. I like how you got out your book. Good job.
Can I change partners?
No, we don't have any room for changing.
What on my One Well book, what page tells most about access to water?
All right. So yesterday during weather, this didn't work out so well, did it? Okay, but I don't really have any partners I can give at this time. So what do you have to decide? Yeah, we really have to buckle down and focus, right? And make this successful. You guys can do that. You're both great kids, right? You just have to make that, you have to persevere and say, we just got to do our job. Be responsible, all right? Okay, go for it. I want to see how well you do.
I don't think Mom wants that.
Who's Mom? Well, I don't know that I have really any, they've already started.
He didn't have to make it.
Okay, well, I'm going to keep an eye on
In the best place. He's not.
Okay, and then I'm going to let my friends, I'm going to let them work a little bit. And then I'm going to see if they have common things and if they want to share some ideas. I'm going to put them in some breakout rooms, but I don't want them to start that way because then they all just have the same thing. All right, I'm checking on my friends. All right, yes, Ben.
I still can't figure out, but what's the best page in One Well book?
Are you doing access, demand, or pollution?
Access to water.
Access to water. So in your workbook, that's going to be page 22.
22.
Your workbook, and then in your on your One Well book, that's going to be on page 20 and 21.
Okay.
So the One Well book is 20 and 21, and then your workbook is 22. Does it say access to the well? Yep.
It's in access to the well.
Perfect. There you go. All right, I'm going to walk away for a bit. If nobody needs me. Miss Lyric, do you need me?
I don't have my One Well book.
You don't have your workbook?
one well.
Oh,
book.
one well. Oh, okay. So give me a second and I will attach it to the assignment. Give me a second, Lyric, and then you can look through it. It'll be on a PDF. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Mhm.
Just 1 second. Yes. Let me find that for you, my sweetie. All right. Let's add that. All right. 1 second, sweet pea. All right, let me save it. Okay, so Lyric, if you go to today's assignment where it says Tuesday and you open it up, there's your one well. Okay, buddy? Do you see it, Lyric? Okay, and then you should be able to see all the pages you need. That was an easy solution. Yay. All right, Leo, you doing okay? Okay, thank you. Good job. Mr. Gavin, you doing okay? Working on page 97, right? Working on page 97. All right. I'll be right back, my friends. So where's your one well book? And so you guys are doing pollution. So that's on page 34. So you should between page 34. Okay, so Madison can help you with that, and you can help by reading the one well book. You guys can help each other, okay?
Mrs. Harrison?
One second, Ben.
Hold on, Mr. Ben, I'm coming. I'm back, Mr. Ben, yes?
I can't find anything that tells about children in the book.
So Ben, it's not you're telling about children. It's things that children care about. All right. And guess what, Ben? You're a child. So what interests you? What do you think is interesting to a kid that you should tell them in your PSA? So pick the things, because you're a kid, you're an expert child. Look at those 2 pages and see what is most interesting to you. And then add some of those things on page 97, the things that you think are most interesting. Okay? They don't have to be about children. They just have to be for children. Things that kids would be interested in. Okay?
Water is never really it is almost always something dissolved into it. Wetlands are nature's waters, trees and they absorb chemicals. Now, farming, we think of an idea in a can I put a pencil? Got the water pipe. That's an example.
How's it going, ladies? Did you get some ideas now? Okay. Gotcha. Okay. I'm going to ask each of you. So Ben's doing access. We talked about that. And Miss Haley. Miss Haley, which one are you doing?
I'm also doing access.
Access, okay. All right. And then Gavin, which one are you doing?
Pollution.
Pollution? Okay. All right, Leo, which issue are you doing?
Access.
Access as well, okay. All right, Jensen, which one are you doing?
Pollution.
Pollution? Okay. And Lyric, where'd she go? There she is. Ms. Lyric, which one are you gonna do?
Demand.
Demand. Okay, so you're on my one demand, Miss Lyric. So I'm not gonna, so that's okay, keep working. I'm gonna really quick put Ben, Haley, and Leo into their group, and Gavin and Jensen in a group to just give some ideas to each other, okay? It's gonna be quick, so it's not gonna be very long, but I'm gonna just put a quick one together. Lyric, you're gonna hang out with me. All right. I'm gonna put, all right. All right, I'm gonna put you guys in. Okay, go ahead into your rooms and just talk and tell each other what you guys filled in. Okay.
Agriculture is that anything you're growing food or services or animals or like cattle or plants or corn. That's what you're doing. That's what stuff you put in your like laundry. That
I do the laundry and I don't.
yeah. There you go. Now you do.
all right, that's all I have. Okay, well, that's maybe my idea. But then you switch. Okay, we don't have a lot of time, ladies. Okay, you got another one done? Good? So the trash is in the water, so pollution for children. Okay. 1 million tons of disgusting garbage. Okay. That came from here, right? Okay. And then what other things can kids learn about how pollution happens? Well, what can apply to children?
Close my room. All right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Hocus pocus. Oh, except for I have several people who are not. Focus means your eyeballs are on me, right? Thank you. Our talking is finished. All right. So my friends, hopefully, so today again, we were focusing on making sure that we had our key points. Tomorrow, we're going to look at how we're going to put those key points into sentences and how we're going to actually script. Script is a fancy word for the writing that we're going to talk on when we're doing the commercial, the PSA, right? So hopefully, did you really think about your audience when you chose your ideas about what you were going to teach them? What your key points were going to be? Give me a thumbs up if you really focused on that audience when you came up with your key points. Not as many thumbs with my friends at home. Thinking about key points. Did you think about your audience? Maybe, maybe not. How about the solutions? Did you focus your solutions on your audience? Thinking about what makes most sense for kids to do? Can I use I'm going to use Ms. Cernay. Her group was struggling with with pollution and some things about what causes pollution. And one of the things they came up with was smoking, like not putting, people putting their like cigarette butts in the water. But we thought, because their audience is kids, is that something that we should focus on? No, because are kids doing the ones that are doing the smoking? No. So we came up with, so we said, hey, but does straws make sense? The fact that straws end up in the ocean makes sense. Yes, because kids use a lot of straws. So do you see how we want to focus our writing or focus our PSA on who that audience is to make the most effect? All right, my friends, thank you so much for working really hard today. Haley, go ahead and stay on because Mrs. Aubin is going to work with you in about 5 minutes. She's going to be back in 5 minutes. Hey, everybody else, we'll see you at 12:45 for our guest speaker. All right?
Bye.
12:45. All right. Bye, my friends.
Bye. See you tomorrow at school.
Haley, you just hang in there.
Bye.
All right.